Yes, this is the political room. My name is Moses Otieno, and we're gonna look at the political situations in Kenya and across the world. All right, and this is it. Oburu Odinga now says this: 2026 is the year for negotiations. It's either we are going to partner with UDA, any other party, or even go alone as ODM. If we are going alone as ODM, Oburu is the presidential candidate. Oburu has said that this is the year that either ODM is going to go alone for the presidential election in 2027, or ODM is going to, support UDA or merge with UDA or any other party. So why is Dr. Oburu Odinga engaging in a double speech? Is double speaking. Oburu Odinga is speaking in two ways. Oburu Odinga is saying that they are going to either merge with Ruto or is going to vie as ODM presidential candidate. And this is the story. ODM has never gone alone in the history of elections in this country. In 2007, ODM had people like William Ruto and Joseph Nyaga, Najib Balala, Musalia Mudavadi, and among others. In 2013, ODM had partnered with Kalonzo Musyoka. So ODM has never gone alone in the presidential elections. In 2017, ODM picked Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, Isaac Ruto, among other key figures that ODM picked at the time. And so, I think ODM hasn't gone alone since 2007, unless they are not serious, unless Oburu Odinga is not serious with the presidential election. So ODM has never gone alone. So Oburu Odinga should not be saying that ODM will go alone in 2027. So this one shows one thing, that the confusion in ODM is at top notch. This one shows that confusion in ODM is at top notch. I also wonder who will vote for Oburu Odinga. Because all these years, instead of, if Oburu Odinga is serious of becoming the president of Kenya, or rather contesting, Oburu Odinga would be busy campaigning like the likes of Kalonzo Musyoka are doing, like the likes of Rigathi Gachagua are doing. He will be busy campaigning and not selling William Ruto. Oburu has been busy blessing the broad-based government. He has been busy castigating those who are opposed to broad-based arrangement of government. And so, yes, if he is serious, he should start campaigning. Oburu Odinga should start campaigning for presidency, because these many statements and declarations, I think, are not enough. The many declarations and so on. So this is what Oburu Odinga had said yesterday or today, yesterday, if I'm not wrong. 2026 is the year for negotiations. It is either we are going to partner with UDA, any other party, or even go alone as ODM. If we are going alone as ODM, Oburu is the presidential candidate. Yes, there is no electricity. It's very unfortunate. And I had to make it, even if there is no electricity, we will go that third way. So Oburu Odinga is saying that ODM will go alone if ODM doesn't partner with any party. The question is, ODM has never gone alone. ODM has never gone alone since 2007. In fact, we are going to have a defeated ODM. We are going to have a defeated ODM if the statements of Oburu Odinga are or is something to go by. At one point, Oburu Odinga is supporting broad-based. At another point, Oburu Odinga is saying he's going to vie. So Oburu Odinga himself is confused. So Oburu Odinga speaks from every side of the mouth, is seen as inconsistent, incoherent, and even undeserving. So Oburu is inconsistent and incoherent because he is talking from two sides. I think ODM needs a strong leader. ODM needs a strong leader, a leader who is not inconsistent, a leader who will stand and say, I'm vying for presidency. These are the steps that I want to take. By now, we should be seeing Oburu chanting one term or rather Talalan Tibim or Ria. You get? But having Oburu Odinga speaking only on boardrooms, that one raises a lot of questions that need more answers, leave alone getting solved. So I think Oburu Odinga should step down for even being the party leader of ODM. Number one, Oburu at the helm of ODM places ODM as a hierarchy family, as a hierarchy party, a family party, because Raila Odinga was the party leader of ODM. As we speak, Oburu is the party leader. Yesterday, Babu Owino was calling for NDC in ODM. The NDC to decide or elect the party leader. Kenyan politics post-KANU requires coalitions as 2007 elections demonstrated. ODM cannot go it alone. Yes, ODM cannot go it alone unless it is a joke. Unless Oburu Odinga is joking and indirectly campaigning for William Ruto. And if Oburu decides to go for presidency, I also doubt whether William Ruto will win based on the voting margin or voting pattern. So I think ODM cannot go the way my friend who has said. ODM cannot go to the elections alone. In fact, according to my good friend, Kenyan politics post-KANU requires coalitions. It is only KANU which used to go to elections alone under Daniel Arap Moi. The rest is coalitions after coalition. So ODM cannot, because you need votes from Western, you need votes from the coast, you need votes from Mukambani, you need votes from Nyanza, you need votes from the Masais. You need coalitions. It is ethnicity. It is ethnic based. Our politics is ethnic based, not even coalition based. Ethnic based. So unfortunately for Oburu Odinga, ODM must form a coalition with another party. This is what Edwin Sifuna said pertaining to the same issue of ODM. For those who took deposits to auction ODM over pillow talks, better start finding ways to pay back. haitakuwa rahisi venye mlidhani. Mimi ndio Sifuna. This division within ODM is at top notch. Listen to what Sifuna is now saying. For those who took deposit to auction ODM party over pillow talks, better start finding ways to pay back. Haitakuwa rahisi venye mlidhani. Mimi ndio Sifuna. That is the SG of ODM. So Sifuna insists that kuna watu wenye walishachukua pesa, that there are those who had picked money from William Ruto or from any other quarters, maybe Uhuru, that they should return or pay back that money. Remember, there was a plot to sell ODM. It is alleged that there were plans to sell ODM to none other than President William Ruto. There were also other plans that were alleging that Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to buy ODM. And so Edwin Sifuna is now saying that for those who took deposits to auction ODM over pillow talks, better start finding ways to pay back that money. Haitakuwa rahisi venye mlidhani. Mimi ndio Sifuna. During Raila's birthday celebration or commemoration, Raila was supposed to turn 81 years. Sifuna got a hug from Raila's wife, Mama Aida Odinga. Mama Aida Odinga hugged Edwin Sifuna. And today Sifuna insists and gives a warning to those who are alleged to have received money. And let me just, this is on record, that Junet and Gladys Wanga had received money from Ruto to auction ODM or to hand over ODM. That is according to what is in the public domain. Junet and Junet and Gladys Wanga are among other leaders who are being accused of having sold ODM, or rather to William Ruto. So Mr. Who says this, if Ruto bought ODM, then it is Raila who sold it to him. And then Sifuna goes like this, mimi ndio Sifuna. He always says that, mimi ndio Sifuna. As far as this whole thing is concerned, I think people like Junet are going to lose their powers. There are going to be changes within ODM. There are going to be changes within ODM because, one, Junet Mohammed is not seeing eye to eye with Edwin Sifuna. I don't know of Gladys Wanga. I don't know of other people. But yesterday, Babu Owino was calling for an election to be done by NDC to decide the fate of the party leadership, the change of other officials. And so, live from Australia. Wow. How is Australia? You are welcome to this live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much from Australia. I think that there are going to be some changes within the ODM party as we head to the 2027 general elections because of what we are now seeing. There are sharp divisions within ODM party, which have now, it will reach a time those differences will be very hard to get to solve, right? So Sifuna has just said that he is Sifuna. He has held the grip of the party, and if it happens that there are those members within the party, officials, who had auctioned ODM party to William Ruto. Let them return back that particular money. Okay? Remember, it was alleged that ODM had been sold to William Ruto. And also, it had been alleged that ODM had been sold to or auctioned to Uhuru Kenyatta. But Sifuna is now confirming the otherwise. Sifuna is now confirming the otherwise. Okay. Senator Ledama Olekina also did attack Rigiji. This is what Senator Ledama Olekina, this is how he attacked Rigathi Gachagua. Gachagua stopped the fake tears. Northern Kenya was crippled by post-independence politics that funneled billions to the high potential Mount Kenya, while leaving the north in the dust. Your greedy leaders myth erases 60 years of marginalization and odd schools and money for the already rich. Brutal truth, you are not protecting Kikuyus. You are screwing over poor kids nationwide. Shame. By the way, why does Rigathi Gachagua thinks that anytime he talks on behalf of Kikuyu? Asante, what happened to Kenya? I used to be so proud. No only killings, no corruption on TV. Asante, what happened to Kenya? I used to. Okay, let me respond to this question. What happened to Kenya? Okay, what happened? I don't understand, but Kenya has not been good. Kenya has not been good. Kenya has, of course, leaders who are not honest to the people. That is what has been happening. We have leaders who are not open, who are not truthful to the people, and it's a long way. Talk of Jomo Kenyatta was dishonest to the people. Talk of Daniel Arap Moi was dishonest to the people. Talk of Mwai Kibaki was dishonest to the people. Talk of Uhuru Kenyatta became dishonest to the people. Talk of William Ruto is also dishonest to the people. So Kenya, of course, it used to do well, but with the leaders that we have, it's a long way to go. I think I've answered your question the best I could. So, anytime Rigathi Gachagua speaks to the nation, Rigathi always attributes everything to Mount Kenya. According to Rigathi Gachagua, everything is attributed to Mount Kenya. And I think handlers of Rigathi Gachagua are also letting him down, because a leader must have advisors, a leader must have people who are around him, and people who are trying to, advise him. Now, Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. He's an impeached leader. But there are reasons why Rigathi was impeached. According to members of parliament who impeached Rigathi Gachagua, Rigathi is a tribalist. And Rigathi makes utterances that do not unify the nation. I think Rigathi Gachagua should stop speaking only on Mount Kenya issues. Rigathi Gachagua should speak on all the issues that are bedeviling the country. Okay? All issues that are bedeviling the country, Rigathi should speak about them. Rigathi Gachagua should stop and shun being a regional leader. You see, even if Rigathi Gachagua wants people to elect Kalonzo Musyoka, or is supporting Kalonzo Musyoka, and then Rigathi fronts Kalonzo Musyoka, one of the things that will happen is this. People will say that how come a tribalist is supporting Kalonzo? So I think he must desist from that tribalism tag. He should fight that. I spent 4 years in South B and Isili. I did boarding a school in Kajiado. I left when KANU was coming to power. I left when KANU was coming to power. KANU left power over 30 years ago, or rather 40, 50. Now, right now we have UDA in power, but we have KANU orphans as presidents and vice presidents. Right now we have UDA in power. In 2022, backwards, we had Jubilee. We've also had NAC. So we KANU left power in 2003, then entered NAC, then entered PNU. NAC was renamed into PNU, Party of National Unity. Then we had Jubilee in 2013, Jubilee and URP, TNA and URP, then Jubilee in 2017. Then in 2022, we presently, up to presently, we have UDA, United Democratic Alliance of William Ruto. So, all of these are KANU orphans. All of these were members of KANU at one time. All of these presidents we've had glorified the tyrannical rule of Daniel Arap Moi. I think I've answered your question. I think that I have answered your question. So all the presidents that we've had are part and parcel of KANU. It is Daniel Arap Moi who mentored Uhuru Kenyatta. It is Daniel Arap Moi who mentored William Ruto. It is Daniel Arap Moi who even had an alliance, a merger with Raila Odinga. So, all the presidents we've had in Kenya, Mwai Kibaki was the vice president of Mwai Kibaki, of Daniel Arap Moi in 1989 or 87 there. Mwai Kibaki was a vice president of Daniel Arap Moi. So the presidents we've had in Kenya have been Moi's students, and therefore we expect nothing. Moi Kenyatta made Kenyans malnourished. Kenya became a malnourished state. So if you say you love Moi, it is also unfortunate, but it is a choice. Democracy is a choice. It is your democratic right. There is this disabled man who questioned William Ruto about corruption and free education and free medical care at an event in Bomet. Security personnel swiftly pushed this man away from the scene. It was so sad. It was so sad. It was so sad for the security of President Ruto to push this particular young man after telling the president the truth. Truth about free education, truth about free medical care, truth about corruption. Very unfortunate. I mean only his personality, not politics. You still have a right. You still have a right. I'm not disputing your support and your loyalty to President Daniel Arap Moi. Okay? To President Daniel Arap Moi. Trufena Mudhoni, This girl who hugged a tree is saying that she's still single. I am not in a relationship. I said it again and again. I'm single. So that is according to Truphena Muthoni. Back to Oburu Odinga issue. Those saying that I was not validly elected, I challenge them. If they say it is the NDC, let us go to the NDC. I will call for it very soon. I don't fear anybody. I think there must be a generational transition in ODM leadership. There must be a generational transition in ODM leadership. And so, Oburu Odinga must step down for the likes of Babu Owino or other younger leaders in ODM. ODM needs vibrant, young, energetic leaders to traverse around the country. And I don't think if Oburu Odinga faces someone like Babu Owino, I don't think if Oburu can be elected as ODM leader. Oburu cannot defeat Babu Owino if they are to go into an election with the NDC, which he has said that he will call. So no, Oburu Odinga should step down for younger, other energetic Kenyans to take over the leadership of ODM. Okay? So ODM has over 7 million members. Okay? And I think Oburu Odinga must leave ODM, leave that position, and let that position be occupied by somebody who is energetic, who can traverse around the country. You see, even if Oburu Odinga says that he wants to be president, Oburu Odinga is already tired. He looks tired. So that position should be given to another Kenyan within the party to steer the party ahead of the 2027 elections. So Oburu Odinga, I think daring other leaders that will call the NDC, I think that is the worst mistake that will be made, because in case an election is done in ODM and the NDC are able to, the delegates vote, I think that Oburu Odinga will be defeated in an election within ODM. This is okay. Babu Owino is okay for Governor Nairobi or Kisumu. William Kamau is saying this. Babu Owino is okay for Governor Nairobi or Kisumu. If Anyang' Nyong'o is not available, then we in ODM gives to Aggrey Orengo. Then we give ODM. Then we ODM gives it to James Aggrey Orengo. Orengo is also another tired crook. Orengo is also tired. How old is Orengo? Orengo is above 70. How old is James Orengo? Orengo is also tired. ODM needs a vibrant, young, energetic leader to steer the party. To steer the party. ODM needs another young, vibrant leader to steer the party. So Governor Orengo is also tired. ODM needs the Sifuna, or Babu Owino, or Moses Kajwang, or Ledamo Lekina. There are many people. Who can take over the party leadership of ODM. Orengo is above 70. Orengo is basically 74 years old. Oburu is 81. When is ODM going to give the young people the chance to lead? When? Oburu should go home and relax and let Babu Owino or Moses Kajwang or Ledamo Lekina or Sifuna or Hamisi to be or Opondo Kaloma to lead ODM as a party. It should not be a family property where you have to be nice to Ida, you have to be nice to Oburu, you have to be nice to the family of Raila Odinga, so that you are acquitted. This is what Rigathi Gachagua is saying. That President William Ruto has amassed wealth in excess of 4 trillion in 3 years. This is what Rigathi Gachagua is saying, that Ruto has amassed wealth worth 4 trillion in 3 years. That is according to Rigathi Gachagua, not according to me. That is according to Rigathi Gachagua, the party leader of DCP. And I want to say this. You see, the day Kenya will prosecute or hang or execute former presidents and repatriate stolen wealth is the day Kenya will start rising. The day Kenya will repatriate stolen wealth, that is the day Kenya will start working. The day Kenya will jail former presidents, that is the day Kenya will start working. As you speak, Kenya is not functional. We are not a functional democracy. We are not a functional economy. We are basically a country that has bad governance, bad leaders. That is who we are. So according to Rigathi Gachagua is saying that Ruto has amassed 4 trillion in just 3 years. I don't know where Rigathi gets the figures. I don't know where Rigathi Gachagua gets those figures. But of course, he also has his own intelligence. From his own intelligence and so on. But truth be told, it is not only Ruto. The presidents we've had have been presumably corrupt. Daniel Arap Moi, Jomo Kenyatta 1 looted Kenya. Daniel Arap Moi looted Kenya. Mwai Kibaki looted. Uhuru Kenyatta looted. William Ruto, at the end of his time, will also loot. Okay? William Ruto will also loot. And so, the day we will have a situation where former presidents are being punished for crimes that they have committed, amongst them corruption, Kenya will be a first world country. You see, there is this thing that Samora Machel, the first president of Mozambique, once said, when he was talking to the great people of Mozambique. He said this, that the day you see me praising the West, know that I have betrayed you. Our presidents have been praising the West, and the West have been praising them. Uhuru Kenyatta was being praised by the West and the East. William Ruto is also being praised by the West. In fact, he made Kenya to be an NATO ally. under the Biden administration. And up to date, Kenya is still an NATO ally. These are some of the things that we have to speak. It is possible William Ruto can amass that kind of wealth, that kind of money. It is possible. Because we have the mega scandals. We have the loans that Kenya has borrowed, courtesy of Ruto's leadership, from America and the IMF. We need a public scrutiny of how our taxes and the loans borrowed are being spent by our government. That is the truth. That is what we need. But again, Rigathi cannot be also that clever. Rigathi also has scandals that, have rocked the country. So nobody is safe in Kenya. There is no leader who is safe in Kenya. There is no leader who is clean. If you talk of Kalonzo Musyoka, we have the Yatta land whatever scandal. Talk of Raila Odinga, we had the Triton scandal. Talk of Uhuru Kenyatta, we had the Eurobond. Talk of William Ruto, we have the Weston Hotel and other scandals that have now rocked the country. Talk about the Hustler Fund. Where did the Hustler Fund come from? Where did the Hustler Fund come from, for instance? So we have a serious economic breach. You see? We have a serious economic breach in this country, and it is possible that, according to Rigathi, Ruto has looted or amassed 4 trillion shillings. It is not from me. It is from Rigathi Gachagua. Power is not given, it is earned. If you ignore the Odinga family, ODM will be no more. Western and Nyanza communities will definitely be like Ukambani. At least between Oburu Odinga 81 and James Orengo 74. Orengo is actually 74 years, not 71. You see, in Kenya, we don't have parties. And if we at all we have parties with no ideology. We have parties with no ideology. Today, ODM is going to be awarded, I know it was today, they are to be awarded 12 billion by the government. This is amid poverty within Kenya. This is amid poor infrastructure. This is amid high cost of living. But the party must be given 12 billion Kenya shillings. I think political parties cannot help Kenyans. In fact, according to me, whether ODM dies or lives, cannot put food on the table of Kenyans. Whether ODM survives or it doesn't survive, it cannot put food on the table of Kenyans. It cannot solve overtaxation by the government. It cannot solve inflation. Oburu Odinga vying for presidency cannot solve the many problems that has rocked the country since 1963. So we need leaders who would come or will come with concrete reforms and put those reforms into action, rather than leaders who would come and tell us about Kenya being like Singapore. Yet they are doing very little to make Kenya to even look like that Singapore. When President Mwai Kibaki was leaving, he left a project called Konza City. When Uhuru Kenyatta took over, Konza City was a thing of the past. When Ruto took over, all the gains that had been there. I mean, when Uhuru took over in 2013, all the gains and the expectations that Kenyans were yearning for disappeared in thick air or thin air. So political parties can also not help us, especially ODM. ODM has been in power for 20 years. These 20 years, ODM has orchestrated handshakes with regimes that undermine the rule of law, that undermine the will of the people, that undermine the very fabric principles of constitutionalism that we've always yearned to have. So ODM is not a solution. The death of ODM politically is a good thing for Kenya. Yes, it's a good thing for Kenya. Remember how KANU died? KANU died also. And autocracy almost ended. So, truth be told, okay, true. No political ideology in Kenya. Yes, there is no political ideology. No political ideology. Because, let's talk of even UDA. After winning elections, it is over. Those who have been elected, they serve the party leader. They don't serve wananchi. They serve party leader of those parties. Then, what are the ideals of those parties? So the ideals are written beautifully on paper, but cannot be put into action. They cannot be actualized. So I think even ODM should just die a natural death politically. ODM should just go. A place like Nyanza, ODM has undermined democracy in Nyanza and Western Kenya. ODM has undermined the will of the people, undermined democracy. For instance, in Nyanza, what was the reason of voter apathy in 2022? If I'm to begin there. The party was awarding tickets to unpopular candidates and leaders. And that one brought about voter apathy. So ODM and other parties, they have undermined democracy. Getting rich from being in power and government, you should mention Raila Odinga as a serious beneficiary. Ole Kina has no base, he needs ODM. Yes, we have to say it the way it is. Raila Odinga made money from ODM. He was a billionaire, but he made money through politics. People would buy, candidates would, be given ODM tickets or would buy on ODM tickets, and they would pay. He would endorse candidates. For you to be endorsed, you had to pay. And that is the person people are now worshipping and saying that is the savior, is the enigma of politics. He unified the country. In Kenya, we are celebrating thieves and corrupt people as leaders. And we have to say it the way it is. We have to say it the way it is. For Kenya to be, do better in terms of democracy, ODM must die politically. So that we don't have a place like in Nyanza or Western or Coast where they come with an unpopular candidate, and then they tell you, elect for us this. The party needs this candidate who is unpopular, so elect this candidate for us. when the unpopular candidate is elected, he goes to parliament and serves only the party leader. He only serves the party, not those who elevated him to the high office. So ODM or whichever party, ODM must die for democracy to thrive. We even saw when Raila Odinga died, many leaders, I think it was Fred Gumo, the former Westlands MP, once said that that the leaders are not mourning Raila Odinga, Raila Odinga's demise. They are mourning their tickets, that their tickets from the constituencies where they come from, because Raila used to, endorse them and force leaders on the people. Actually, let me say so. Raila Odinga used to force leaders on the people and tell the people, mnisaidie hawa watanipigia vita huko juu, hawa viongozi watanisaidia huko juu. He would come to some constituencies within Nyanza and say, nataka mchague huyu. It was called what? 6Ps, where governor, senator, women rep, member of parliament, senator, MCA. On ODM, he would come and force the people with a candidate whom they don't like. And that is how Raila Odinga managed to take center stage in terms of political matters. So, Raila Odinga is a beneficiary of the elections, of the fraud. And Raila Odinga, Raila Odinga cheered these dictators that we've had. Raila Odinga cheered Daniel Arap Moi in 1997. He cheered through handshake Mwai Kibaki in 2008. After he had defeated Mwai Kibaki, he went ahead to shake the hands of Mwai Kibaki. He cheered Uhuru Kenyatta in 2018. He shook the hands of William Ruto even after many Gen Zs were killed in the demonstrations against the Finance Bill 2024. We have to say it the way it is. People like Olekina are beneficiaries of endorsements. People like Ledama Olekina. Rigiji wa Munyoro is not a presidential contender for 2027, which is very good. Kenya needs ODM tax to succeed in NDC for opposition to take 2027. Is Junet out now? Literally, the team which wants NDC to come and elect leaders are the team which do not want Junet. Junet is opposed to that team. Junet wants to, what Junet wants is to be around power. Junet loves power. Junet loves hanging around William Ruto. And ever since Junet started hanging near Raila Odinga, or coming too close to Raila Odinga has been doing handshakes. And so, Junet is not fit to continue being an official within ODM. Junet is a retrogressive leader. Junet is not fit. Talk of the allegations within that are now linking him to Raila Odinga's loss in 2022. And I doubt if Mama Ida Odinga is happy with Junet. I doubt if Ruth Odinga is happy with Junet. I doubt if Edwin Sifuna is happy with Junet. And I doubt whether many of leaders like James Orengo, Millie Odhiambo, Otindi Amolo are happy with UNET. You see, in the ODM fiasco, many leaders are against Oburu's leadership. Many leaders seems to be against the leader, the Oburu Odinga becoming the party leader. But I think they did it in a rush. They ought not to have nominated Oburu as the party leader of ODM or confirmed him, because Oburu Odinga was not elected. So UNET represents the olden style, the old style of doing things in ODM, and therefore is not an agent of change. It cannot, resuscitate the party. UNET cannot resuscitate the party politically. UNET is saying Ruto should rule forever. UNET is saying Ruto should rule forever. UNET is singing pro-Ruto slogans. UNET is saying Raila Odinga left ODM in government, yet ODM was not part of government according to public records, according to various places, according to Raila's speeches. ODM was not in government, but had donated or rather forwarded members of the party to Ruto. But UNET, as the director of elections, is claiming Raila left ODM in government. So I think UNET is a big no. UNET is not fit to, be part of the ODM team who wants the party to move on even after the 2027 general elections as a powerful and national party. In fact, UNET, the actions of UNET are going to split ODM if he is allowed. If UNET is allowed in ODM, it's going to split ODM completely. Because through UNET's actions, Sifuna wanted to quit, Babu Owino wanted to quit, Ostosi wanted to quit, many people wanted to quit, including Wycliffe Oparanya wanted to leave ODM because of the utterances of UNET. UNET is reducing ODM to becoming a Luo party, a Nyanza party, and that is very distasteful. UNET is not out. I think he has been told to tore down. He has been told to tore down and allow some consensus to be made within ODM. So UNET, Rigiji Wamunyoro is not a presidential candidate, a contender for 2027, which is a very good. Kenya needs ODM tax. So Rigathi Gachagua, what makes him not to be a presidential candidate is the issue of impeachment, and again is kind of politics of loving Mount Kenya above every community in Kenya, loving Murima above every community. I think what Rigiji is doing first is consolidating support within Mount Kenya, and from there is when he will start to talk about other Kenyans, other regions within Kenya. And there is nothing wrong with consolidating Mount Kenya support. There is nothing wrong in loving Mount Kenya. You have to start with your home, your house. Politically, Rigiji is relevant. But defending Mount Kenya too much, that is also raises some jitters. Okay? That one also raises some jitters. So I think Rigiji is a good thing. It's a good thing. Rigiji should support a candidate outside the Mount Kenya with all his heart, because that is where his safety lies. The safety of Rigathi Gachagua lies on supporting another candidate outside Mount Kenya. He has been on record saying that the only thing he wants is Ruto to be defeated in a fair, free, verifiable, and credible election. That is what Rigiji has been saying. Sorry for that particular delay. It was due to some internet connections. It was due to some internet connections which were now barring this particular live. But we are continuing. We are continuing. We are continuing. This is what Anne Waiguru said. Anne Waiguru, we gave Kibaki and Uhuru 2 terms each. Mount Kenya is a 2 term. We must also give President Ruto a 2nd term. I don't think that's according to Waiguru. I don't think Mount Kenya can give Ruto a 2 term chance. I don't think Mount Kenya is gone and gone and gone and gone. And the DCP party in Mount Kenya is going to sweep or scoop most of the constituencies. DCP is going to scoop most of the constituencies in central Kenya. And so I don't think Mount Kenya is gone. Ruto should concentrate on other parts of Kenya like Nyanza, like Western Province, like Coast, because Mount Kenya is gone. Mount Kenya is gone. Mount Kenya is gone with Rigathi Gachagua. And to seal it all, Rigathi and Uhuru Kenyatta have united. Jubilee and DCP are reading from the same page. So Mount Kenya is gone. Whether Waiguru hails, whether Waiguru reads the newspaper for them, I think Mount Kenya is gone for good. I doubt if they are going to vote for William Ruto. Because if demonstrations are called in the entire country, let's say demanding for poor governance, there will be demonstrations in Mount Kenya. Initially, Mount Kenya people never used to demonstrate. Mount Kenya people never used to demonstrate. As we speak, if demonstrations are called, there was a time there were demonstrations about the killing of Albert Ojwang, the death of Albert Ojwang. There were demonstrations in Nyeri. There were demonstrations in Kiambu. There were demonstrations in Nyandarua. It was, beautiful. So Mount Kenya is gone with Rigathi Gachagua, and I don't think William Ruto can change that. Mount Kenya will not vote for William Ruto. Because, truth be told, what has Ruto done nationally? Ruto has done scanty, very little. The only thing that needs to be done is to have a serious candidate. The only thing that needs to be done is when the opposition, the so-called united opposition, has a serious candidate, a national candidate. That one will defeat William Ruto. That candidate must not be Rigathi. Rigathi can just be a kingmaker, but he cannot be the king. He can make the king, but Rigathi cannot be the king. So yes, Mount Kenya is gone. Gone with Rigathi. In fact, Rigathi has, ever since he was impeached, Rigathi has campaigned extensively in Mount Kenya. Yes, it was a blunder. Impeaching Rigathi Gachagua was a blunder. because people might be in for a rude shock. Regard this team comprising of Kalonzo, Eugene, Matiang'i can defeat William Ruto. They can. Voting is numbers. Ruto is relying on Luos who don't vote. And this time Luos will not vote for two things. One, they voted for Raila Odinga for 3 decades. All the elections were rigged. They are tired. 2, the person they were voting for died. So the Mount Kenya will vote and they are massive. They will vote massively. They will vote for even Kalonzo or Matiang'i. They will vote. And other counties will be swing counties. And that is how Ruto will be defeated. Murima will continue to demand equity. 1 man, 1 vote, and 1 shilling. If Ruto wins, it will be food crises in Nairobi and Kenya for 6 months. Remember Joho and MSA taxes. Okay, Mombasa taxes. Okay. So Mount Kenya is long gone. I don't think they can't vote for William Ruto. Based on what have happened, they can't vote for William. Hawako wanaenda hata maandamano. Lakini during the tenure of Ruto, wameenda maandamano mingi. Despite Ruto giving them the DP, despite Ruto nominating leaders from Central to his cabinet, despite the PSS from Mount Kenya, the people are tired. Mount Kenya have agreed. Mount Kenya will vote for another candidate. And you see, the Mount Kenya loved Ruto. Another worst thing that Ruto did was to impeach Gachagua without estimating the powers of Gachagua. So he underestimated Gachagua. Alidharau Gachagua. Na watu wanasema huyu mwenye unadharau ndio tunataka. So that is what is happening. Okay. And Anne Waiguru should not be telling people about two term. Anne Waiguru, was involved or precedented a scandal called NYS scandal, where millions were lost in NYS. He presented a scandal called the NYS scandal, the National Youth Service scandal. So Anne Waiguru should not be someone to lecture Kenyans about two term. We also Anne Waiguru embezzling the NYS funds, the National Youth Service funds. We also Anne Waiguru. And that is the problem that we have in Kenya. Once someone has some scandals, once someone has stolen money, we elevate and elect them to political offices. And they end up perpetuating the very, very principles that made them to be famous. You see, Anne Waiguru became famous or joined leadership or sought for an election when she embezzled the NYS funds. That is when Anne Waiguru decided to contest for gubernatorial. The people of Kirinyaga elected one Anne Waiguru and left Martha Karua. Left out Martha Karua. A senior council. And that is how it was. So, whether Anne Waiguru, whether Mutahi Kahiga, whether Mutahi Kagwe, whether who says that Ruto is two-term in Mount Kenya, that one will not change facts. Mount Kenya are done with William Ruto. Mount Kenya are done with William Ruto. Nothing but change. So I think, and it will be a shocker. Leave alone the Mbere by-election that they won. That one the government struggled to win. A popular party, a popular government should not bribe voters to vote for it. So there were indeed illegalities and irregularities in the by-elections which were held last year. Number two, I think Babu, I think Waiguru is also misleading Ruto. Waiguru is hoodwinking Ruto. So if Ruto will not rig the 2027 general elections, yes, he will be a one-term president. If Ruto will not rig the 2027 general elections, he will be a one-term president. Unless he rigs. But the math doesn't add up. The math doesn't add up. Especially in the absence of Raila Odinga. 2027 will not be a walk in the park. (2027) will not be a walk in the park for William Ruto. Unless he rigs the 2027 elections. Because he is unpopular. He is very unpopular. They call him Kasongo. Kasongo is very unpopular. I can say so. Because if your people, if your allies are chased by the people in Mount Kenya, if your allies, the people who have come to represent you, cannot be allowed to speak at a gathering, it is not easy for William Ruto. Yes, another issue is this. You see, initially hugging a tree by Tofena Mudoni was seen as a good move and a way of creating awareness on climate. Of late, people have been hugging trees. Left, right, and center. Some are hugging as a sign of their sick one, as family members who are sick. Now, Ananyuki Man has taken up a tree hugging challenge, starting Friday at 1 p.m. and ending on Monday at 1 p.m. to promote peace ahead of 2027 general elections. Yes, I think the tree hugging should continue. Let us have so many people hugging trees. And Nakuru Man is now started hugging a tree on Friday, yesterday, and ending on Monday, just tomorrow, to promote peace ahead of 2027 elections. We need peace. We need peace for us to, when we will be going through the elections of 2027. We need peace. We don't need tribalism. We don't need abductions. We don't need extrajudicial killings. We need peace for us to face the 2027 elections. And by the way, tomorrow, on Monday, we will have a guest, probably one of the gospel musicians. He will be telling us more about his musical journey, his journey on music, and so on and so forth. He's a gospel artist. We will have him on this live one-on-one, and will lecture us on the state of his, art of music. That is it. So tree hugging challenge should continue. Let us have people hugging trees because of corruption. Let us have William Kamau, I do see you. Let us have peace. Let us have people hugging trees to bring an end, to create awareness that corruption is a bad omen, that corruption is a cancer itself, that corruption is a national disaster. We need many people to hug trees. In fact, everybody should hug a tree. Watu wache tu kwenda kazi, wahug tree wote, so that the government can change. Let's listen in to this man from Nanyuki who started hugging a tree on Saturday up to now. In a few seconds, let's listen in a few seconds.
So we are behind you. Success. Unatoka side gani? Namuria. So umesema hii challenge unafanya kuhusu nini? Amani ya 2027 kwa election ama? So unataka kuwaga mtu kwa how long na siku ngapi? Nilianza saa 7 saa 7 Mani. So which means in spring, eh? So we wish you well. Kuwa successful huwa ambassador wa Nanyuki, na kila kitu ambacho kita happen hapa tutakuwa behind you as Nanyuki. Alafu pia utakula kitu yote na kuenda haja. Uko sawa? So we are behind you. Success.
So that is a man from Nanyuki, a sag that started hugging a tree yesterday. He started hugging a tree yesterday, and he says that he will do it for 4 days. So jana, leo, kesho, and Monday saa 7 is when he will end the hugging of a tree. Creating awareness on what? On peace to prevail as we head to the 2027 general elections. Indeed, we need peace. We need peace and tranquility. Okay? This is what Gachagua said in Machakos, that pesa ya Kasongo msipeleke nyumbani na kuchanganya na pesa yako, iko na laana ya Gen Zs. That William Ruto's money is dirty. That is what Gachagua said at a funeral in Machakos. Let's listen in a few seconds. Let's listen in under a few seconds. Tuchukue sekunde kidogo tusikize Rigathi Gachagua leo katika matanga kule Machakos.
Chele tuko na wasiwasi kidogo. Iko wazee pale kwetu Laikipia wamekula hii mchele. Wanarudisha ripoti ya kwamba transformer imesimika. Mumesikia? Mutachugana na hiyo mchele na maharagwe. Hii mchele na maharagwe ya Kasongo iko hatari. Mkuwe careful. Na pesa mkichukua msipeleke nyumbani. Usichanganye na ile yako. Hiyo pesa iko na laana, iko na damu ya Gen Z.
That Ruto's money iko na laana. That pesa ya Ruto's money is dirty. Ruto's money is dirty. I don't know That is Rigathi Gachagua. That Ruto's money is what? Is dirty. Guys, let me look at another story that, before I wind up, let me look at another story that probably is also causing jitters. Now, Rigathi Gachagua has urged Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka to secure at least 4 million votes from Ukambani to qualify as the opposition's 2027 presidential flag bearer. Speaking in Kathiani, Machakos County today, Gachagua praised Kalonzo's leadership profile but stressed that only numerical strength is needed to challenge President William Ruto. Sasa 4 million votes. How many Kambas voted last time? How many Kambas voted last time? How many Kambas voted last time? How many votes? From Ukambani in 2017. Can someone help us? How many votes? How many votes from Ukambani did Kalonzo bring in 2017, 2017, 2022? How many votes did Kalonzo bring in 2022? So in 2022, Raila commanded a lead. Raila was commanding a lead, and I think it is 1.8 or something. I do think that Kalonzo Musyoka can defeat William Ruto if he mobilizes across Ukambani, then is assisted by Rigathi Gachagua. I think Kalonzo can. So Gachagua is demanding 4 million votes from Kalonzo Musyoka for him to be given the ticket. Now, where will 4 million come from in Kalonzo's backyard? Of course, if people register. If people register to vote. And I have said this on this platform. Gachagua is a kingmaker. Gachagua is a kingmaker. He made Ruto president. Gachagua is a kingmaker. He made Ruto president. And he can also make Kalonzo Musyoka the what? The president. Through voting. Let's look into another story that's also causing jitters. Let's focus on another story. Kalonzo criticizes IEBC over Smartmatic contract renewal. Kalonzo raised the issue on Saturday today, January 10th, 2026, while speaking at the funeral of the late Mzee Jonathan Kiilu in Kiulani Village, Kathiani constituency, Machakos County. We agreed that the CEO of IEBC, anaitwa Marjan, when there was no commission, he moved with a lot of speed, akaleta watu wanaitwa Smartmatic, akarenew contract yao. Wale watu waliibia Raila kura. And I have stated this. Ruto naweza iba kura ya 2027 or ashindwe. I don't see William Ruto winning the 2027 general elections. I don't see William Ruto winning the 2027 general elections. I don't see him winning. Well, guys, it was pleasure to have you around. It was a very good time, a very good moment to have you around. I'm grateful for those who have subscribed. Those who have not, kindly subscribe. Then, I also want to appreciate you for having chosen this channel. And it is because of you that this channel has been where it is. It is because of your continued support. Thank you so much for your overwhelming support for this particular channel. Again, I want to also just let you know that on Monday, we will have an interview with a guest. I'll bring in a guest, usher in a guest, and he's a gospel artist. He will tell us more about his artistic work, or how it started, because he sings very well. He sings very well. Another thing, let's pray for each other. Let me pray for you, you pray for me, and we ensure that we make this world a good place. My name is Moses Otieno, and I'm humble before you. It is because of you that this channel has managed to garner the numbers that it is garnering. Thank you so much for the views, for the likes, for the beautiful comments. I really love you. I pray for you. I want to ensure that you have a good night, you have a good morning in case you are watching from diaspora, because there are so many people who are watching from diaspora. In case you are in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Uganda, in Denmark, America, Singapore, all right? Thank you so much for choosing this channel always, and it's a very beautiful moment to have this particular dialogue together. This is the political room in Kenya and the world, and good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Let me make just some quick shouts to the top fans. Mr. Wu, thank you so much for being always part of this show. Suley, thank you so much for always being Suley from where? I don't know, Australia or where? Where did you say you come from? Then William Kamau, thank you so much. You've always commented on every issue plus Wu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a very, good time to have you together. Thank you so much for the beautiful comment. Thank you so much. Tomorrow is another day. Of course, this room is looking like this, poor lighting, because there are power blackouts, stima zimepotea, na ndio maana tuwezi peperusha mambo yetu vizuri. Otherwise, thank you so much. I had to show up despite the blackouts, the power blackouts, because you have always been part of my family. This channel is courtesy of you people. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. May God see you through. Asanteni sana, na wapenda, na kesho pia ni siku. Goodbye for now. Thank you so much.